Hi, my friends. My name is Trey, and this is my channel, Trey's Missing Tunes, and my daily ritual, Trey's Timeless 15 or 30 minutes of explain in this case. And today, my talk is called Creating an Unrigged Plan for Your Life. Come on, man. You can have the self-respect and courage to end this war and strife. I gotta put on a big old black plastic skirt. A black plastic hooded skirt and chase the devil out of church. I've got to put on a big fucking ugly rain suit and go back online to tell the Satan you better quit this nano rain attack. It's true. Satan is the most spiritually pathetic ghost that had the power to try to steal almost everything. I've got to put on a big crazy rain suit so Satan's nano-encrusted rain don't get in my brain. It's true. Satan is the evilest man who ever tried to hijack everything. I gotta put on a big old plastic rain suit just to tell the devil you better quit this violence. It's true. Creating an unrigged plan in your mind that takes a lot of self-respect and discernment, and especially to act it out into the real 3D world and not get intimidated, not to allow the pathetic, moronic, yet brilliantly orchestrated dark side to mess it up or not allow you. Or they're going to get offended, man. They're going to come in, they're going to blackball you, they're going to say no. The more you're adamant about being a Gnostic, the more you're adamant about DIY, the more you're adamant about, no, I don't need to be dependent. They're going to come and offer you either bribes or threats, tricks, intimidations to say, no, you got to do it our way. And this is why, I'm not allowed to go online because I'm trying to teach you freedom in your mind in that one place where they think that they can dominate, but only if you're weak. Remember, fears are not you, your thoughts. It's a strong yet subtle battle with the dark, addictions, power struggle, hierarchy, and realize how rigged it is. My little YouTube show is so threatening to Santa Cruz, MK Ultra scams, because they're so prevalent and powerful, and the Decepticons can control YouTube so well that they're not going to allow any word in edgewise from me. No, I must be just a crazy person on meth if I say anything to question authority. I can't do it in this way that might actually stick and help them, This is how pathetic they are. They won't allow it. Totalitarian. What if... Okay. What if the comment I had about Brian Eno, what if Brian Eno had been a Gnostic? He was growing his hair long and wearing lipstick when he invented being the first white person to invent electronic. By the way, the Jamaican guy that invented it at the same time, exactly the same time, his name was King Tubby. But it's a big dispute as to whether King Tubby or Lee Perry invented dub. I believe it was Lee Perry, but because King Tubby was creating instrumental jams around the exact same time that Lee Perry invented the dub version, the B-side of records, which I use in my busking all the time for playing the melodian, where I'll sing a few of the sexiest lines and leave the rest instrumental. So, what if Brian Eno had been a Gnostic? Would he have had London? Would London have supported him so much and said he was a genius? Remember, the dark ones can only get in, exaggerate, or cause negative emotions or fear. You must make positive, respectful plans, emotionally stronger. If you have a problem where your harmless, respectful dream for your life doesn't come to fruition, It's often because you're allowing the dark side to manipulate you emotionally. Once again, going back to most of my other previous videos, I still do it too sometimes. I'm not there 100%. Thus, I'm still here, because perhaps laziness or, really, it's terrible to think that I could point out a problem and still have it get to me to some level. But, with this fake rain, it really, makes all these issues even more exaggerated because leaving, you know, is even more challenging because procrastination, really. Anyway, so I don't have an excuse. But, not being allowed to have online access and access to my full audience is certainly a good attempt. I mean, I'll never lie in the fact that the dark side, they really work hard to try to mess with people like me. They sometimes do a great job. I won't lie. But you must remember that you have to make your positive, respectful plan emotionally stronger. That's the key. You have to want to leave. For me, leaving this place, for example, you have to want to change more than you want to stay the same, or you won't change. Because this is cold water paradise, haunted and cursed by the dark side as much as it is. It still has such a nurturing and such a powerful amount, like nurturing me with extremely inexpensive organic food, extremely inexpensive cannabis, all this nature. I have to make a plan that I want more emotionally in my heart than Santa Cruz, or I won't leave. So it's a really good example of that. 99% of truthers, 99% of people who are really into telling the truth to the world, stay away from the West Coast because they're not emotionally mature enough, or they know they don't want to battle it out, duke it out in the fourth dimension with the dark all the time. Trauma bonding with narcissistic predator entities, thug Illuminati bitch spirits with and without physical bodies, some who want to kill you all the time. That's not their idea of fun. A lot of empaths, a lot of healers, they never come to the West Coast unless they're going to a conference because they don't want psychic attack all the time. And I don't want it either. But almost 20 years in this town, I've got my friends, my ties, and I got to work through the emotional kindergarten of being in this Neverland that spoiled me. And it's beautiful on the first dimension. It's sexy on the first dimension. It's going to be totally horrible and abusive in the second dimension. Unless I am 100% respectful. So it's a great place to do my training. For example, if I wasn't shadow banned, what if it was that, you know, what if I was shadow banned on every video except for the ones that got a whole lot of views? What if that's when YouTube allowed me to have my natural audience? Or, it's just, that's when they weren't. Yeah, it's just, you guys make it too obvious, man. Let's face it, you're obvious, man. That's the thing about the dark side. It's always obvious by intent. My intent is to help you become awakened, enlightened, tuned to the fifth dimension of heart awareness. I hear planes coming back and forth to bring more nano-encrusted rain. The dark side wants to control everything and program us all and use us all as energy. It's all obvious, people. Obvious, obvious, obvious. Okay? Social and financial tyranny is very thorough, especially in the West Coast. Stuck in a fucking rut. And stagnation, is it working for you? Well, man, these MK operators have it dialed in pretty well. Other people's resources, and California has the Virgo, Moon is Scorpio, Sagittarius rising, and Scorpio is other people's money. Plans must work towards expansion, okay? Especially if you live on the West Coast or anywhere. If your plans don't work toward expansion of consciousness, you could be hitting a fucking financial or any kind of spiritual wall. Evolution, the dark is working for total takeover, of course. The negative aliens want to stop evolution at all cost. That's why I'm not allowed to teach unless I figure out how to fix this computer. The plutocrats still are attempting to take everything for dominance. So they want to prove, intimidate you to think Bill Gates is over you, including the space fence, including the nearly permanent atmospheric river, including all the GMO farmland he owned. Microsoft won't let me online. The main point of wars: genocide, sexual misery program, the weather wars, is to keep us trauma bonded to survival and be obedient. Man, it's obvious. Survival for food or for rent or property tax, addictions, block your future plans, man. You must override with stronger desire to change or make plans, man. You have to have your dates loosely arranged so you don't put your pressure on yourself. No pressure. If you don't, but you have to challenge yourself and focus on the new plan. Focus on what you want to create. The dark side is going to continue to try to weaken you through attrition. They will keep new weapon attacks until full planetary slavery is achieved, unless we collectively say no. Okay? This is what I wanted you to do. This is why they don't want me to do it. Because we need over 51% to be aware of what's happening, aware of the war, and aware of our personal integrity and our discernment, our self-respect, our peace, and our internal love and harmlessness will be a key factor. Does Bill Gates think I'm harmless? Well, if he doesn't, he's going to have to learn that he's not going to stop me because I'm harmless. Even if he puts a gun up to my head and pulls the trigger and gets the spirit out of this body, it's not going to stop me. Because what is started in the name of the Most High has more power in it than the dark can imagine. Even with all of their billions of dollars and technocratic control and Nazi scams and MK Ultra plans, they can't hold a candle to the truth. No one can, because the truth is more than I can understand, more than Lucifer can ever fathom. One thing I will tell you is it's expansive, and it doesn't come to those who don't have self-respect. It doesn't come to those who don't know the difference between right and wrong at all. It can't. That's not a possibility. People that think the fallen are in control are mistaken. They're completely out of control. That's why I call them the out-of-controllers. Okay? The Warons are out-of-controllers, but they will keep a permanent, or they will keep, 2 or 3 months of atmospheric river here, 1 or 2 months of sunless hurricane season in the south, unless we collectively say no. And this is why they want to stop me. Because we got to collectively say, we can't have your atmospheric river. We can't have 3 weeks without sunlight in South Carolina. It's not okay. My brother's yard doesn't need to flood all summer just because the dark side got to lower the population and make us their cyborg slave. I really appreciate it if you click subscribe. If you like this, if you haven't already, give me a thumbs up. And even better yet, how about drop a comment down in the comments and tell me if you learned anything, or if you have any more discernment or understanding of what's going on, or if you were spiritually motivated to help yourself by watching this, or am I just a completely a stoned fake, full of hubris, obeying my narcissistic parasite that says, I have to save the day, my narcissistic hero spirit. Because, you know what? You, few and true, that would listen to a guy in a tent, you've helped me get over some of my shadow and helped me do some of my shadow work. And I had to do it electronically, publicly, because beside being a musician, being a spiritual teacher is one of my roles. So I have to learn how to do it. And thank you, everyone. And thank you, pathetic, amazingly talented dark side, for your genocide attempts have been very successful, man. And people don't even believe this is real. And thank you to the Christ, the real creator, for everything. Create a great one, my family.